Molly called me brave, and I'd just like to make a note that being brave requires courage, and it requires facing your fear, and I'm not afraid. I'm pretty sure that makes me a reckless fool by any reasonable standard. But I'd rather be a reckless fool than live a day of my life in fear. So just go ahead and get that fear stuff out of the way. I'm Gina. I'm totally blind. I'm also neurologically divergent and otherwise non-normative in my cognitive functioning. But you can call me crazy for short. My twin sister and I were both born here in Charleston, down the road, corner of Rutledge and Calhoun, with a degenerative retinal condition. By the time I was 12, I was legally blind, and by the time I was about 22, I was totally blind. And I understand that blindness may seem to many of you to be a terrifying and horrible thing. But I need to tell you that after an oppressive childhood, emotional and psychological abuse, being on my own at 16 and starting college and having no money and being hungry and stealing and scavenging my food for years, after violence and rape and trauma, after exploitation, after social injustice and discrimination, after existential crises and spiritual emergency, blindness begins to look fairly straightforward and not so hard. And in fact, I'd like to offer sort of a radical perspective, it's my perspective, that there's nothing tragic to be overcome about blindness. And in fact, it's a unique experience, it's valuable. And in 2009, when I lost the rest of my retinal vision, if you had offered me a cure, I wouldn't have taken it. Blindness has directly forced me into a different way of perceiving and appreciating and expressing myself in this world. And it's challenged me into exercising an extraordinary level of adaptability and growth that I otherwise would not have found in myself. And I understand that that's difficult for people to get their head around. There's so much more to life in reality and being human than visual perception. And often people can't seem to see it past their retinas. In 2006, after I was raped, was walking in Woods Hole, Massachusetts. And I was on a long walk and I found myself in a nice neighborhood with nice yards and warmly lit houses. And I wanted more than anything in that moment to walk up to one of those doors and to be home, to feel that I was home. And it took a long time. It took over 7 years through music and silence and movement and stillness and good company and in solitude and mountains and next to campfires and martial arts dojos and yoga studios. I found that feeling of home wasn't a place outside. It was a place in myself. And it was a long, hard road of coming home to myself. And it's one of the greatest gifts of grace that life has to offer. But meanwhile, while I have this very affirmative view towards my blindness, and I am at home in this life, there's been no external haven for me. I have lived in ghettos and with horrible housemates. I have lived in many apartments with leaky ceilings, and 2 where entire chunks of the ceiling fell in. I lived in a house in Missouri with no insulation, where the inside of this place was colder than the inside of my refrigerator, and sometimes the freezer. Pipes were frozen, there was no running water. I'd actually melt snow in pots on the stove to wash the dishes and flush the toilet. That's why I'm gonna have a composting toilet in my tiny house. And I've lived with bats in the walls and rats in the ceiling and cocaine addicts and hordes of cockroaches. I've lived with no peace inside the walls or outside the walls, and no privacy inside, and crack dealers outside, and 2 people getting shot outside my house last year. And last year I had a dream to build my own tiny home. And Good Friends of the Lowcountry is helping that happen. Because of the help that Good Friends of the Lowcountry has given me, I'm finished with the exterior of my tiny house, and I'm hoping to move in the next couple months. It's a really, really beautiful thing that's happened. And it's because of women like you. I think, there are a lot of things in life that we look for, but one of the most important things is this feeling of home. And at last, I'm going to be able to go home. And it's not just a physical space, although that's very important. And it's not just that everything will have its place where I put it and I can find it again, which I'm very much looking forward to. But it's also a place for me in this world, and a foundation where I can grow and give back to my communities. So thank you so much. Good Friends of the Lowcountry is doing something really incredible here. You're helping women who, like me, are in between the cracks, and many women who have harder lives than I do in more difficult circumstances. So please, please keep up the good work. I'd like to leave you with a quote. It's just a simple one. Get my invisible notes out. By Robin Hogg. It's from a book called The Golden Fool. It's all connected. When you save one small part of the world, you save the whole world. In fact, that's the only way it can be done. Thanks.